here's Trump he makes me want to puke, of course.
I'll tell you what, I don't mind being Nelson Mandela because I'm doing it for a reason. I'm doing it for a reason.
You're doing it?
Doing it for a reason. We got to save our country from these fascists, these lunatics that we're dealing with. They're horrible people.
If you appeal, you got to put up escrow
Horrible
money. That's it's a lot of dough.
It is a form of Navalny. It is a form of communism or fascism. Navalny is a very sad situation, and he's very brave. He was a very brave guy. It's a horrible thing, but it's happening in our country too. We are turning into a communist country in many ways, and if you look at it, I'm the leading candidate.
Communist?
I get indicted. I never heard of being indicted before.
You never heard of being indicted before.
You saved yourself a lot of trouble.
First of all, I didn't have to hand him over.
Oh, yeah, here. It's just lie after lie.
Why didn't you just hand him over when they were requested, though? I mean, they requested him. You could have just handed him over. Probably saved yourself a lot of trouble.
First of all, I didn't have to hand him over. But second of all, I would have done that. We were talking, and then all of a sudden they raided Mar-a-Lago. Do you remember?
Yeah,
they said, could you put an extra lock on the door? We showed them where they were. We showed them.
Lie. We put an extra lock. He's trying to confuse the assholes who worship him like a false idol. He's confusing them because what he did was change the locks and hope that nobody could get in. And he moved these classified documents, and they asked him to return them for, I think, near 2 years. And he did nothing but move them and hide them. And so he's a danger. And the fact that he says, I didn't have to return them, this is mine, is a lie, of course, because he's talking, I got the Presidential Records Act. I got, Article 2. He throws these fucking things out there because he's a dullard and a dumbass, and the idiots don't ever challenge him. It's sort of like Fox News is like a non-stop Tucker Carlson Putin interview. But he's completely, he's full of shit because the Presidential Records Act was put in place after Nixon. So, and it specifically says that these are not your records, dum-dum. Even your love letters to Kim Jong-un are not yours. They belong to the American people. They belong to the American archives. So it's not you, scummy. They're not your papers, your classified papers that you could take to your meeting with the Saudis, to sweeten the pot when you're negotiating some golf deal with America's enemies. Liars. And of course, Laura Ingraham, or whatever goddamn name, she knows this too. But she is like Tucker and Putin. It's a whole channel of Tucker and Putin. I don't know what they get out of it. How this propaganda channel has to pay billions of dollars for this guy. He thinks he's Navalny. I know, right? Haiku says, it's disgraceful. He's Navalny. He is? If Alexei Navalny was a grifter who fillets Putin and does everything in his power to prop Putin up and never question Putin, that never challenge him and agrees with everything he does and genuflect to the authoritarian, that's, you can only call yourself Navalny if that's who he was. Oh, very brave. Very, very brave. Unlike you. Unlike the con man who hates this country, who hates the Constitution, has no respect for anyone who ever wore the uniform of this country, who made the ultimate sacrifice. They're dumbasses. What's in it for them? This is the guy that when his country called him to come to its aid, to serve, his feet hurt. His little feeties hurt. Scum. Absolute scum. They're all in different levels of delusion. You know, you have the cult, and then you have average assholes that are like, yeah, I'm a Republican. I'm going to vote for him. Shame on you. Shame on all of them. They're all in league with a traitor, and in league with a traitorous party of traitors who repeat Russian talking points as if it's came right out of the GOP fax machine. You know, they came every morning. They would send around the talking points. It might as well come straight from the Kremlin, because there's no difference. Republicans are spreading talking points of the Putin. He's Nelson Mandela, guys. He said he's everything, actually. Anything. He said he was Lincoln. He said he's Nelson Mandela. He's Navalny. He's also, I think he said he was Elton John another time. And everything's perfect. He's incredibly perfect. The level of stupidity is beyond comprehension. Really. Here's some more MAGA morons.
President Trump is the best president we ever have in American history, really? On his way to become the world's greatest leader the world ever seen before.
I understand him. It's not him being a jerk. He's sarcastic. He's funny. And I love him. I do. I love him.
We need him. He's a Christian. He's a good, honest man. They're after him for no reason.
Stupid. No reason except, you know, rape and being a traitor and instigating a coup and trying to steal an election. He's a traitor. I mean, he's a good man. He's only threatening violence. He's just forget the mass graves. He loves Jesus. Why would he love Jesus? He hates veterans. He hates those who made the ultimate sacrifice for this country. Why would he love Jesus, who went to his death? Who just was like, all right, I'm being crucified. He didn't fight back. Why would he love Jesus? It's incredible. Yes, he's just like Jesus, how Jesus threatens violence. And the other thing that even in that interview we saw, these are communists, these are fascists, these are everything that, whatever. The words have no meaning. Words are nothing anymore. Reality doesn't matter.